I'm Philip Gale and this is Morning Thought Farm. Today I'd like to talk about the crossroads in people's lives. These crossroads may be small ones, things that you wouldn't think would make much of a difference over the course of your life. But as you look back, you can usually tell that small choices have enhanced or, in some cases, a missed opportunity. Most of the time, we come to these crossroads not by our own choice. And so when we get to these crossroads, it's usually a matter of that we have to make one of two decisions. Will it be our finest hour or our biggest disaster? Will it be a blessing or a curse? Most of the time, only time will tell. Over the last few years, I have been looking into the qualities that we know aid in success. I've written a book that goes into how faith is the foundation for those qualities. The link is in the description, so go ahead and check it out. Okay, back to the video. Let's examine what crossroads may be in nearly everybody's life. These threads tend to weave through each of our lives, everyday events, circumstances that we've all had to face. For example, you're a 10-year-old boy or girl. You've come home with your report card. Your report card's not very good because you've been mucking around in class. We could call that a crossroad. Do you try harder the next year because you want to, or do you try harder because your mother and father have had a go at you for playing the fool? Of course, there are some circumstances where the child's had to move school for some reason, or some tragedy or illness has happened in their life which has disrupted their school year. We can take that into consideration, but do you stand up to the challenge, or do you go, oh, it's too hard, I just don't know how to fix this? I'm not downgrading what happens in people's lives, but it is your responsibility, and I know that it's not always easy, but you must understand that these are the times that define you as a person. You finish high school and you think to yourself, do I go to university or do I go out and try to get a job? Do I become a tradesperson? You have many roads that you can take, and whatever you do, you must learn to put 100% into that particular road. What happens with people is that they choose a road, but then they don't fully commit to it. If you're going to take a road, then you must be fully committed. Self-discipline is your ally. Fast forward 10 years later, and you're about to start a family. You'll have many decisions that you must commit to if that is going to work. You will have many pressures thrown at you. Your job, your family, your wife, your kids, your husband. Many decisions that you must make, and be assured you're not going to get them all right. Many of these decisions can be breaking points or opportunities to learn and grow. I've found in my life, usually these situations come at you when you least expect them. Usually when you're as happy as Larry, and then all of a sudden Murphy's Law kicks in and you're smacked in the side of the head. Circumstances like that section in the movie Apollo 13, where they're sitting in the capsule practicing how to maneuver the spacecraft when they're on the ground, and they suddenly throw in a different situation to see how the astronauts handle it. And of course the astronaut failed because he didn't realise that what they were doing to him. Life is a lot like that. Another situation that you may face and I think that most of us in our life will face it at one time or another, is the death of a loved one or an illness. And that can really throw you for a six. I can remember when my father passed away, I lost my father, and then a couple of years later, my mother passed away. And I can tell you, for a long time there, I felt very much alone, because I had a great relationship with both my mother and father, and I miss them dearly, and I still do. I've had friends who have lost wives and husbands, and I've seen the effect that it's had on not only them but also their children. I've seen a dramatic way that it's changed people. I've also had close friends who have gone through serious illnesses and seen the dramatic effect that it's had on their lives. Now, the whole point of it is that the point that I'm trying to make is what's your breaking point? What is the thing that is going to burn your house down? We all have that breaking point. Accepting that we are not infallible, but also understanding that we have more strength than we can ever imagine is a good thing. Another situation that you may face is financial ruin. Now, may it be because of the economy, a mistake that you've made, because a partner has embezzled the money that you were making, whatever the situation may be, it can be a daunting task to rebuild your life after your financial life has been ruined. And most people, that would be their breaking point. But with some people, it's their finest hour. And sometimes it can even be a blessing. Life sometimes can have a funny way of pushing you in a direction that you would never have thought of. I know friends who, when the pandemic hit, they lost their livelihoods, which made them find other ways of surviving financially. And some of them have said to me that it was a blessing. Others have said that it was the worst thing that ever happened to them in their lives. So it's really on how you perceive things when they happen to you and how you react to them. It's in your hands. And okay, I know that these things can be terrible when they happen to you because you don't have a lot of control some of the time, but how you react to them, you certainly have all the sort of control. Well, that's all I have for you today. My name's Philip Gale, and you've been listening to Morning Thought Farm. And until next time, bye for now.